It's going to be Border, and it's a place at the Grand Finals.
Thank you, Jordan. Not only the Grand Finals, but also the Pro League Finals in Tokoname, Japan, and the 6th Invitational 2020. The next 6 months of these professional players' career is on the line here, and we're kicking it off with map number 1. It's the Singaporeans of Aerowolf versus the Japanese team favorites, Nora-Rengo.
Nora-Rengo on defense. They're going to start off with a Thermite ban, and that's very interesting because Aerowolf love their Thermite ban. They followed it up with a Thatcher ban. Again, these are bans that Aerowolf are very comfortable with, but at the same time, Nora-Rengo are comfortable with these bans as well. So don't think that as far as the attacker bans go, any one team has an advantage. They're really just playing what is comfortable. And of course, we talked about this yesterday. Everyone has talked about this. When you start banning out Mira, eventually they just fall out of your strategy making, and then you realize you have no place for Mira. And Echo, of course, very strong operator. Nora-Rengo has banned Echo like pretty much for 3 seasons running since bans were introduced. And it's the most banned operator ever.
Yeah, they really do love banning those Japanese operators, don't they? Nora-Rengo, real ironic there. But looking at this from Nora-Rengo's perspective, you're staring at a Thatcher and Mira ban from Aerowolf, and that is super predictable. If you've been watching Aerowolf recently, if you watched their match yesterday, 2 out of the 3 of the maps, they banned those exact 2 operators, and one of those was Border, this one in the same. Another thing that we saw yesterday on Border, in the very first attack round from Aerowolf, was they picked that Nook, as you can see they're 6th picking away from right now, and they tried to go for a sneaky rush plant for against Fnatic on the Archives bomb site, attacking that top floor. Now, they did bait that out. They pick up that Nora-Rengo, they show it in the, that's Nook pick, they show it in the reveal phase, and then they switch off of that onto a Capitao, trying to bait Nora-Rengo into expecting that, and it might actually bait Nora into playing maybe potentially a little bit more aggressive, not relying so much on those cameras that they've placed up, of which they have quite a few with the Maestro and the Valkyrie.
Indeed, or it might even, if they approach it from a different philosophy, it might play a lot closer on the bomb site and try and bolster it more initially, which means that Aerowolf will be able to get more map control easily.
Yeah, that's right. If they invest more into Archives because they're worried about the rush, then they won't have that extended hold necessarily quite as present. Now, if you maybe only watched Border several seasons ago in the Pro League, the way that it plays out these days is so very different. As such a small map, this Border teams on the defense really like to try to hold as much map control as possible. We call it extended hold. So you can see this security room has 2 players with presence from Nora-Rengo. We also very commonly see a hard office hold, which I believe is where Mario is currently, holding onto that triple wall of the office side. Even an unreinforced wall on the armory bomb site allows Nora-Rengo to have angles to cover that west side balcony. So overall, Nora-Rengo doing quite predictable stuff in the Pro League setting, and Aerowolf will have to deal with this, especially as they have no Thatcher and no Thermite to help them out.
Now the risky part right now is top of Marv. He's playing half wall, and there is a Capitao on Aerowolf's attack. Of course, they don't know this, but they know that a buck is there, and well, I guess now they know with the M249. Very distinctive weapon. And Mario, though, he gets the first kill. That is Lunar Metal, the IGL. Playing on the Ash, he is off the board 1 minute in. Ysera trades back onto Papilla, and Mario goes down as well.
Wow.
So Mental is putting in a lot of work, and now he needs to go downstairs and open up half wall where Marvi was playing. Force him out, allow Aerowolf to make that entry in. But it seems that Aerowolf are completely disinterested in the armory side. They want to push Archives.
This is actually so much map control taken for Aerowolf so far. We talked about that extended hold into security and office. Well, Aerowolf now have all of that control. Nora-Rengo have pushed back. Just 3 players left, all residing on that objective, mainly inside of Lockers itself. And as you mentioned, it does seem to be an Archives to execute. So much time remaining for Aero, but they're going to force this plant down. Take control of Archives, Speakeasy with the Capitao utility to boot. Mental finds 1 kill on the rotation, and another one shut down by Hysterics, all up to Marvi, the newest player, but he can't cut it. Aerowolf come out of the gate swinging with map number 1, round number 1 rather.
Well, that was a quick judgment, Jeff, but yes, excellent start for Aerowolf, but again, yesterday when they played Fnatic, initially when it started off an attack, it was so dominant, it was so fearsome. But then when the tide changed, it was because of the role swap. So we might just see Aerowolf try to run away with this on attack for now, and then we might see Nora-Rengo pull it back. But one thing I also wanted to say was that Yeah, the whole thing, when they made the execute happen, it was around 1 minute 15 left in the round. And statistically, across the whole world in Rainbow Six, this is when the execute and plant ratio is the highest. So you're most likely to get your plant off when you start getting the plant off with so much time to spare, because when you get the plant off at this stage, it means you have the confidence, you have the utility, and you have the manpower. That's what Aerowolf had.
It was very smart from Aerowolf there to engage that execute. What I would say is about 45 seconds earlier than what you see most of the time. A lot of the time, these kinds of executes, they come down with about 30 seconds remaining, just because that's what the amount of time teams need to prepare for that execute and engage it at the end. But Aerowolf, they had a slight numbers advantage, 4 versus 3. They had plenty of utility, and they had that map control to help them out. They thought, why hesitate? We know that we'll go for this execute. Even if that execute had failed, maybe the plant had got denied, it's very likely that Aerowolf would have gotten a few more picks based off of that. Because when the plant's going down, you're a defender, you're waiting for that, you're trying to deny it. That's when you get desperate. It's when you take those risks, run outside, get aggressive, and that's when Aerowolf is ready to punish. So whittling down those numbers and then continuing to put Nora-Rengo on the back foot really helped Aerowolf in that round. Nonetheless, it is a reattempt of this Armory bomb site, as is predictable from Nora-Rengo, doing the same kind of hold. However, they want to start this round on their terms, with Yoshingo going for these aggressive peaks using those Valk camps.
This is really a Nora-Rengo staple. When Walker was on Nora-Rengo, he used to play the Valkyrie, and he used to do the same thing. 2 cameras outside from CCTV, and then run out that nets him spawn peaks left, right, and center. And there we go. It is not a spawn peak, really, but Papille also powers on after Yoshingo takes on Hysterics. So Lunar Metal not effective at all on the Ash for 2 rounds in a row. Yes, they won the first one, but this one is going to be a massive uphill challenge.
A lot of that ground still held by Nora. Great repel for Speakeasy. We saw Virtue wreak havoc on this angle yesterday against Aerowolf. But it's now the Singaporeans on the back foot. They won that first round, and Nora-Rengo have taken that returning hit here. 5 versus 3 for the defenders, and they can sit pretty. Wait for these attackers to start moving. Speakeasy, here's one of those Nomad air jabs engaged. He's going to chuck a second one down. He's just waiting for those rotations. Ysera also holding a long angle, but still, Aerowolf not found any picks, and they haven't taken any extra map control.
They have a buck, and there we go. He's going to start doing some damage from below, and this is very important. Ysera is going to try and pull things back. Papilla goes down. This position from Mentalist, it will make or break this attack. And Speakeasy as well. Yesterday he was denying.
Nice.
Whoa, Ysera's in. He gets a second Mario, so both the players that got the kills, well, not really. Yoshingo was one, but 2 of the German operators both gone, and with 1 minute left to go, this has given Aerowolf a way back into the round.
And what's essential there is that Aerowolf have now established that map control of the office itself. They weren't able to open up that triple wall due to not having that Thatcher or the Thermite, but hello! Mentalist takes down Rachel, suddenly the round's flipped on its head, and Aerowolf have the numbers advantage.
The call was perfect, and Mentalist did not even hesitate. This is what happens when you have great communications. But Yoshingo's on the flank right now. Is Speakeasy going to expect it? No, he's not. He's going to go down. The air trap doesn't even come into play, so it's a 2v2. But Marley, he's let Ysera walk by. He's going to try and dodge the flash, but the plant is going down from Ysera. It's a fairly exposed position. Can they deny this? Well, they're going to try and tase him to death, but there's not enough time, and the plant goes down. Ysera, you're going to die. Well, no, he won't.
Now it's a 1 versus 2 for Marvi. This looks a bit familiar, doesn't it? Shikar now, 2 players from Aerowolf just holding. We saw Ysera tagged up so heavily, but Marvi, his Evil Eye did overheat, and there wasn't enough time to get that kill. He's got 2 players in a crossfire, and Aerowolf are playing this perfectly. Looks like this may well be around 2 in a row for Aerowolf, unless if Marvi can pull something out of the hat here. He pops up, and there you go. Shut down. A great round to come back onto their feet from Aerowolf.
Aerowolf wants this really bad, and in particular, Mentalist. Now, they are sitting on the left side of the stage today, and Mentalist is as loud as he was yesterday. I can hear him straight through my headset, and I know he's really pumped. You saw his picture yesterday.
Oh, man. Yesterday, after they defeated Fnatic, I don't think I have ever seen a reaction like that. I've been to these events for the last 2 years, every single APAC finals, and I've never seen a player burst into tears before he can even go up and shake his opponent's hand. This is an incredibly emotional experience for Mentalist himself, as he did announce recently he's leaving the team. in Singapore, it can be very, very difficult to make esports your professional career. There's a lot of outward pressures in the environment, in the culture that make it very difficult to make that happen. Aerowolf are what you would call a part-time team. They do receive a lot of benefits from their organization, but they're not full-time. They are at uni, they're working as well at the same time as playing professionally here for this team. And Mentalist, now that pressure's on, he's finally broken through. They defeated the boogeymen of Fnatic. Now they're up against Nora-Rengo, and as you said, it's such a moment for that player moving forward into what could potentially be a short-lived continued career.
Yeah, now as we move on to the third round, they need to make sure they just don't get ahead of themselves. So far, they've been doing a pretty good job. That was a great rescue job from a 3v5. Ysera really started off, and then, of course, the rest, they did it. Ysera got a 3K in that round, in fact. And Marvi, I think he played that a bit too passive.
Yeah, hard to say, hard to be critical of Nora-Rengo there. Unfortunately, the Valkyrie didn't have a C4, or at least didn't use the C4 to open up that, to deny the plant, because that was really what Nora-Rengo needed. They almost got that plant denied using the Evil Eye, and it was a shame that Marvi was a bit late on that. But for Aerowolf, thinking about it, it was a 3 versus 5 turned 2 versus 0. Now that is such a recovery to take out all the enemy players and only losing 1 in the meanwhile.
Yeah, that was really well done, and Papilli is playing very aggressively right here. It's a common pre-fire spot, but at the same time, it sometimes nets you kills because, you know, you think it's a ranked play, you don't expect it then. You know, we were talking to Wildcard yesterday about this, the calls of why is he here. It's very common when you start playing against these Japanese teams who do these weird kind of peaks, and, well, it's not really weird if it works, and that's what we concluded.
Something to note for Aerowolf here in this third round. They've successfully attacked Armory twice. Now they've made a significant operator change, bringing in that Montaigne. Now, in Aerowolf versus Fnatic yesterday, Fnatic banned Monty every single map. If that doesn't tell you enough about how good Aerowolf are, how good Lunametal is with Montaigne, with this operator, then I don't know what to say to you, because Aerowolf have, for a very long time, been absolutely fantastic Montaigne team, especially with Lunametal. So they're going to try to use this and rotate. Instead of going for that Archives push they've done previously, go for this this Armory side push with Lunametal to get information.
Instantly, the half-world player vacates his position because he knows Mentalist is going to be there on him like, you know, like a pack of wolves, really. And
a pack of Aerowolves, maybe.
Pack of Aerowolves, yeah, that's right, flying in. Now, it's a very good angle that Ysera has got. Now, it's all up to Nora-Rengo to create this crossfire and try to take bottom control again from Hysterics. That's going to be very important to eliminate this Montagne player. Because Yashingo, he's making his way. He has a Nitro Cell. If he can pull this off together with Papilia, then this Monty push is just going to be completely neutered.
There's also that angle.
Oh, there we go.
Papilia wants to go for this run. He does shoot one round, but the Claymore cuts him off. Yashingo still has that C4. He still has his presence below, and he should be able to get one. But no, the Monty goes down. Mentalists. Such an unfortunate mishap from Aerowolf, and now they're on the back foot. They haven't flushed out half wall, but Aerowolf, they do get in, and Mentalist makes it work. 10 seconds just left, and they don't have the diffuser. They're gonna have to go for these kills, but no, another team kill! What is happening? It's a 1 versus 2. Make it 1 versus 1 for Ysera. No time to plan. Has to go for this kill. Oh no, there's no ammunition, and he just barely misses it. Nora-Rengo are counting their lucky stars.
That is not something you expect Ysera to do. He was the one who started the comeback in the previous round. Just punished right now with the small magazine of that Type 89. Was a very, very tense round, and team kills on both sides kind of evened it out. But I definitely think Mentalist's team kill was a lot more pivotal and really caused that round loss.
So unfortunate to team kill that Montaigne, and it also looked so doable there in that 1 versus 2 for Ysera. Sometimes it's just those tiny mishaps that make a huge difference in the round. But that said, it is Aerowolf after their spree of 2 rounds on Armory. Nora-Rengo finally get it done. They'll go downstairs now for their secondary bomb site onto Ventilation Workshop. Let's break down how they're defending this bomb site here. They've got the castle, very common pick on this bomb site. Allows you to remodel that downstairs area or the upstairs area for that matter, and deny a lot of lines of sight, give you more rotation ability. Border, such a vertical map. So much of the floor is destructible, so a heavy emphasis is put onto that top floor presence as you can shoot and kill any player planting or entering the bomb site from above. But this is unusual. A rotation between the east stairs and offices. Right on the corner here for Papilia. I wonder whether they will reinforce over that later in the round.
Now, this is not a particularly new strategy, and there we go, instant reinforcements. It's just for the spawn peak, it seems. Now, as I was saying, this is not a new strategy from Nora-Rengo. Many teams have used this before, Nora-Rengo themselves in particular. The only thing that really they have going for them is that Aerowolf, when coming into this event, all they have been prepping for is Fnatic.
One thing I just will say, sorry, I think I said that it was events defense. It's actually a Tellers Archives defense.
Correct.
Yeah. So that really has even more of an emphasis on that top floor presence, holding in offices, because you can open up the floor and deny the plant in everywhere on all of the bomb sites. There's also that hatch you want to control in offices. You typically want to have some kind of presence in workshop as well to prevent the enemy team from taking that away and getting into bathroom that way. But this is one of the probably the least favored bomb site on this map for many teams, so it's a bit of a treat that we get to see it so early from Nora.
Indeed, and the question is Aerowolf thrown off by this? Have they been able to do enough preparation on this? Because yesterday they did not attack at all onto Bathroom Tellers. Marvi is taking a lot of damage right now, but so has Hysteric, so that's an even trade. But Mentalist is the first one. Yoshingo is going to go down, the in-game leader, the castle upstairs. So Mentalist making this solo push almost on his own, really. Hysteric is on the main stairs, and Speakeasy's coming through from the CCTV room. So that's a good pinch that they're doing. And usually last season, what Aerowolf did on Border is they put the buck all the way up on the second floor for the entire round, just holding flanks and holding rotations, and it always worked out.
Uh-oh, Ysera, that second set of Hibana pellets is going to get destroyed, unfortunately. So there's not going to be a rotation there. There was some changes to Hibana, so it's a little more difficult to make rotation holes, so he's going to have to use an extra set of Hibana pellets on that wall. He'll have none left. That grenade also missed the castle barricade. Minor things from Aerowolf here. They're going to miss out on that utility. They have no Hibana pellets to get rid of that castle barricade as well. It's a west to east take for for Aerowolf at the moment, and Nora are resisting upstairs as much as they possibly can. 40 seconds.
Ratio might get in one more engagement, but Ysera's taken down one upstairs. Luna Metal here, he's gonna get choked out. He's not died early in this round, so that's a good sign. And that's
he
2
spots
free
rotation.
kills. I think he's gonna get these. He's gonna get them because surely they have no idea. He's gonna sneak up. Can he get at least one? Yes, he is. And a second one, and that has just turned the round on his head. What was looking like a pretty good round for Nora-Rengo. It's all up to Ratio. He's stuck inside the bathroom. The plant is going down from Ysera. The angles are all being held. Ratio needs to pull off one of the best clutches we have ever seen in all of Rainbow Six to make this work, but it's not gonna happen because everything's being held and it's a flawless round from Aerowolf.
We should never have expected it to work out like that, but sometimes all it takes is one man to step up and make the play. Upstairs, it was most of the team Aerowolf focusing on taking that officer's take. And then Nora-Rengo decided, okay, what we need to do is we need to start rotating into a position bottom of stairs where we can punish these players. We're not going to be exposed on the bomb site to that vertical play, but we can punish Aerowolf on the rotates. Nora-Rengo, pardon me, Luna Metal, so lucky that he spotted that out. He made that rotation through Passport at the perfect moment to spot both of those players. And he played it so passively as well. He didn't shoot early, pre-fire, give his position away. He waited to sneak around till he had that perfect shot, and he nailed both of them.
One thing that Luna Metal told me yesterday after his match, I asked him, so you've been trying to beat Fnatic so long. What was it that worked this time around? And he said, I've learned to make do. So if something goes south, well, too bad. That is the situation. What could have been doesn't matter anymore. Now this is what I have. This is what I have to work with. So excellent stuff from him, really. And Nora-Rengo making that mistake, very uncharacteristic of them. And this is something that I assume Luna Metal has already planned out, because we're talking about Japanese teams as well, and in general how CAG also like to push a lot of members in late game rotates, and so does Nora. And that's exactly what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and it's something Fnatic also are quite known for, those late round rotations, double flanks as I usually call them. And sometimes all that matters is having one player from your attacking roster ready to go for a flank, ready to go from an off angle. LunaMetal was the man to do that, as he so often is here. Not only is he the in-game leader, but he's an excellent flex player and an excellent fragger as well in his own right. One of the smartest players in the APAC region, if I may say so.
Now, you know what terrifies me? Speakeasy on Twitch. With that F2, of course, she's getting nerfed soon, I think, if the changes on the TTS go through. But so far, Speakeasy's not really been having that much of an impact as he was yesterday, but if you give him the chance, if he starts firing on all cylinders, Nora-Rengo are going to be having a lot worse of a time as Papilia takes a lot of damage from somewhere. Yoshingo, he gets finished off by Hysterics, and this is not working out well at all for them. I think he might have been going for a run out. So that aggression, no, he just got finished on the doorway. Maybe it was a run out, but can't quite tell. So good start for Aerowolf yet again.
They are in the advantage here on the map, up 3 rounds. Of course, we expect attack to probably be favored most of the time on border. That said, Thatcher and Thermite gone makes this much more difficult for the attacking side. Despite that, Aerowolf are looking at very good. Nora-Rengo deciding to play more aggressive this round and hasn't worked out thus far. This C4 may well net him a kill, and it does. Hysterics is on the ground. Speakeasy as well has been injured, as you mentioned, but Aerowolf, they're stepping up and they've turned it into an effective 4 versus 2 right now, with LunaMetal and Mentalist both finding kills.
No more C4s left on Nora-Rengo's side, so the vertical play is going to be absolutely... Wait, there's one. Actually, Marvi has one. But, you know, one will probably take out one more, and Speakeasy's low on HP. As I said, not really having an impact, but as you said also, 4v2 with 1 minute left to go, and this is a bomb site that we noted isn't a primary bomb site for most people, and that means they're going to have a lot harder of a time defending it than they would have liked. Rachel's captured a shock drone. That may help out a bit, maybe act like a quasi-evil eye.
Possibly. He's actually getting a lot of drones, so a lot of information denied. You can see in this final portion of the round, that's what really matters for Aerowolf. Nora-Rengo being flushed out of the objective. How perfect was that? There you go. It's all up to Marvi, and I feel like I say that every damn round. Aerowolf, they're on the cusp of making this an incredibly dominant half.
Now, we saw a dominant half from them yesterday as well. LunaMetal's all smiles. He's having one heck of a LAN right now, even though yesterday, I believe, he eventually finished as the lowest rated member. But look, some people may criticize LunaMetal for his IGLing, saying that he allows his team to get too aggressive. But without LunaMetal, Aerowolf wouldn't even be anywhere close to where they are right now. He has been dragging this team from start to finish every single event. Most important player on the team.
He is the heart of this team. And look, if it's really Mentalist we were talking about yesterday as he showed his emotions after that victory, it's LunaMetal who we want to talk about for a little bit today, because he is not only the IGL, the in-game leader, he is not only the team management, a lot of that comes down to him as well. He's one of the most mature, oldest players in the scene as well. He's also kind of the team babysitter. He looks after everyone. He's out there for the Jordan, who is their new sub, lined up to replace Mentalist after Mentalist retires. I was watching the ban veto earlier, the in-person ban veto, and it was LunaMetal and Jordan there. So LunaMetal is grooming the new talent. He's such a mature person ready to help out his entire team. He is that guiding figure, and he's going to guide them as best he can with the Montaigne this round. Obviously, last time Aerowolf did pick the Monty, it was the only round they lost, but that was due to an unfortunate team kill from Mentalist to take down the Shield player in the dying moments. We'll see whether Aerowolf can muster anything better this time.
You know, I think we're cursing the players. We talked up Ysera, we talked up Mentalist, and then the next round we just they felt kind of flat. Now we talked up LunaMetal. So I think LunaMetal's just gonna like walk into a crossfire and get C4'd immediately or something like that.
The round where he fizzles out. But really I want to focus on Nora-Rengo for a moment, because this is the team that for a lot of people should be winning this event. Now that Fnatic's knocked out, people are looking at Nora-Rengo and saying, look, you're the APAC team that's made the best performance out of all of them globally ever. Shouldn't you really be kicking it home here at the APAC finals, taking it to your home city, home country of Japan for the Pro League finals itself, but everything seems to be slipping away here on Nora-Rengo's own map pick. And this round isn't going any better with Meryu taken off so early by Speakeasy.
Now, you saw Ludamel had one camera inside of CCTV. I'm not sure if that has been killed or, maybe captured. But it seems that Speakeasy has perfect information, so that allows Aerowolf so much freedom. They know exactly where two of these members are, Papillia and Shingo, and that means they can either ignore it or take the fight. So Speakeasy right now just holding the flank. He has air jabs, he has a great gun, he has a great aim as well, and that's going to allow the rest of Aerowolf, with the man count advantage, to use that Monty push-up aggressively, cause chaos, and then when Nora-Rengo's members start to rotate, that's when Speakeasy catches them out.
Sterix does find that second kill as well. Marvi on site, we've seen how much he's struggled so far when his entire team falls, and now Papillia under pressure with Lunametal inching closer and closer. He's one of the best Monty players, but it's Speakeasy who finds that kill. A 5 versus 2, 5 versus 1. Racial, what have you got for us? Because you need something amazing here. Your team is falling apart, and there's so much time for Aerowolf to make this happen. Another flawless round for the Singaporeans.
Now, whoever's watching this, if you are going to, face these guys, early days, but if you're going to face these guys in Tokonami...
Don't give him any tips, man.
Yeah, but, when casting, I'm not biased, because if you bring these guys to border, you damn well sure you have something insane up your sleeves.
Now they switch onto the defense, and look, a lot of people, there's an ongoing discussion, what is more favored, defense or attack? And I think it's indisputable that on defense there is much less pressure on you, as you don't have that clock against you. The clock is actually working for you. Every single move you make can be to delay time, doesn't have to be to find kills. You do have to obviously feel that pressure of the attackers trying to take away map control for you, and the attackers typically have stronger utility and stronger weapons, at least in long-range encounters. So Aerowolf now, I believe they should feel fairly comfortable here on the defense, especially because it is that 5-1 half. They only need 2 rounds of defense in order to close this out here in the next 6 that they have available.
And yet, it was on defense that they began falling apart yesterday against Fnatic. So the question is, how much has Nora-Rengo learned from Fnatic over here, and how much has Aerowolf learned from their failings? So they're going to try the dog strategy again. So they're going to juice up their roamers, take the aggressive peaks, and as long as they don't get headshotted, they're going to come back and juice them up and go again and again. The problem is it didn't work out yesterday against Fnatic because of the Virtue angle that he was playing from all the way outside on Rappel. They had Hibana opening up a line of sight, and then Virtue just sat there the whole round. He created so much chaos, shut down so many rotations, and he didn't miss.
Touching on Aerowolf's border defenses against Fnatic yesterday, they only ever won 1 round of defense. It was Armory. They lost that Armory bomb site 3 times. Every time they went down to Vents or any other bomb site, they lost it. So this is absolutely pressure on Aerowolf to stand their ground here. But Nora-Rengo, they're a team we know they love to move with that momentum. They're so animated, they're so vocal. And being 1-5 down on their own map pick, surely that's going to put them, surely that pressure, that extra barrier to getting confident is going to present an issue for Nora-Rengo.
I think this is the first time I've seen Kizoku stressed. You can see his shoulders, they are riding up, and if that is the case for the most animated member of their team, maybe Nora-Rengo don't stand as much of a great chance. But let's see. They have perfect information on the sandwich player. This is not a position you see played.
Wait. Sorry, this is Supernova Shotgun right here on Hibana.
Oh, what, again?
This is classic Nora-Rengo. Oh my god. Meryu used to do this 2 years ago on Hibana with the shotgun, used as an impromptu soft reacher, the Bearing 9 for your fragging capabilities. Fantastic use. Nora-Rengo know that there's no thermite ban. As they ban it, they have to deal with this triple wall. So they use the Maverick, they do a line at the top and a line at the bottom, and that removes the reinforcement from the wall. Then Hibana, using the shotgun, can remove the soft parts of the wall to get that job done as well. I really love what I'm seeing here from Nora-Rengo.
Now there is a mute jammer that's going to be protecting Luna Metal, and he's going to try and get punchy. But Ratio's going to help out, creates a line that's going to force Luna Metal to either run away and hope your shingle misses, or hold station as he is right now. Because, well, as you said, the clock working for the defenders. Flashbangs go out. Luna Metal, surely he's blind. Yes, he is, but he's juiced up, and he's going to go again and again. How is this working out? Ratio finally takes him out, but it's 50 seconds left in the round.
Excellent use of that smoke grenade to allow two Nora-Rengo players to push in without being exposed to the angles from Fountain. Really love what I'm seeing there, but Aerowolf do fight back. It's Hysterics and Ysera, both 3 players left for Nora. They may have office control, but it's a kill box right here with all the Fountain walls open and exposed to CCTV as well. Just 3 players left, and Yashingo, the man with the shotgun, the man using that bearing 9, he needs to step up. But Aerowolf still have so much map control. The pressure's all on Nora.
The shield is still up. Rachel's taking damage, and finally, no, it misses. He's only concussed, and Ysera just pops up. He gets 1. Yashingo trades him back, but it's 15 seconds with the shotgun pushing up. Hysterics, he's at 3 armor, and he has Doc Juices. And that is it. Aerowolf, 6-1.
We're on match point right now on Nora-Rengo's map pick. Aerowolf couldn't be more ecstatic. I can see Luna Metal laughing right now.
This is what they look like when they beat C9 7-1-7-1. By the way, if you guys remember.
Every single season we see Aerowolf come to the APAC finals, and every single season we see them fall to one of the greats. At the very first APAC finals 2 years ago here at the ESL studios in Sydney, they faced the Japanese behemoth that was Ainz, who went on to win the entire event, and it was a 3-map dogfight for it. It came down to the final round of the final map. The next season on, they got knocked out, and once again, they were knocked out. Time and time again, they've been knocked out by these fantastic, great teams. 1 year ago in Tokyo at the APAC finals, Nora-Rengo bested Aerowolf here in a 2-0. And finally, we're seeing Aerowolf. They've taken down Fnatic. Next up for the chopping block is Nora-Rengo.
And Nora-Rengo have taken a timeout here, a tactical timeout. And they're trying to make sure that they have their affairs in order. Rachel, this is the most serious I've ever seen him. And can you imagine the pressure on Marvi right now? Coming to his first APAC finals, and boom, he is down 1-6 in the semifinals, trying to get back home on his own terms.
I was watching the map ban phase, the in-person map ban phase, before this map started, before we went on broadcast. And I'm super impressed by Aerowolf because Nora-Rengo, they picked Border. I saw Meriyu as soon as the admin said, what map would you like? Meriyu said straight away Border. He was so confident in Border. And I looked at Luna Metal's face, I looked at Jordan's face. The Aerowolf players had nothing. Absolute poker face. We had no idea, just as Nora-Rengo did, what Aerowolf had in store for map number 1 here.
This is like, by the way, let me remind you guys, this is like 1 day of prep the Aerowolf has done. Because they were prepping all week, all the weeks coming up to this. They're prepping Fnatic. They've never beaten them. Then they come here, they beat them, and they're like, oh, what do we do now? Like, oh, we need to prep for another team?
Have you heard of a more exciting Cinderella story before?
Aerowolf, but this comes really, really close.
Time and time again, Aerowolf do struggle. They've played these APAC finals, always knocked out by the best team at the event. Well, it looks like they may have turned that table. Maybe, perhaps, they are the best team themselves, knocking out 2 of the APAC giants.
So now, one thing I noted, and I was talking to Silex about this, about how they beat Xavier, and it's kind of the same thing I'm seeing right now from Aerowolf. So what Nora-Rengo and these kind of teams like Xavier like to do is when they push you, they kind of don't do it too effectively, and they rely on winning gunfights. If you stand your ground, if you don't default back, as teams usually do, you burn so much time, you burn utility, and if you get picks, well, hey, that's amazing. So that is something that Wildcard did. They said bring the fight to Xavier, and that's something that Aerowolf are doing right now, not defaulting off. It's so big. And that is, I think that was what worked out for them in the previous round.
Now Aerowolf do go downstairs to Ventilation Workshop, their secondary bomb site. You haven't seen it from Nora-Rengo because they favored Tellers. And Aerowolf, yesterday against Fnatic, they lost this bomb site twice. Didn't manage to get a single victory on it. So, look, it's not all over yet, but I've got to say, Nora-Rengo, they look frazzled. Every time Nora-Rengo make a good play, every time they pull off this Maverick trick or some other fantastic strategy that they have prepared, Nora-Rengo do fight back. And fight back so efficiently. Papilia, though, looking for these angles on the rappel. A very difficult gunfight for someone from Aerowolf to take. However, Nora-Rengo, still a lot of work to do fighting from behind.
Now, this is looking... Oh, no, that is Mentalist. He's losing that gunfight. It takes Mario down very, very low, but I think they almost have the side control. C4 flies out. It's completely ineffectual, and it's a very early push from Nora-Rengo. This might just be what they need. Now, Aerowolf, they've said themselves that they have a problem with throwing rounds, and an Aerowolf that can stop that flow of rounds in the other team's favor, that will be a very scary Aerowolf, but that's easier said than done because they have lost the first gunfight and the plant is going down from Ratio. This is all too easy, it seems. Luna Metal, what can you do? You need to make this work. He's gonna send out C4. It's too late. He's gonna take down the planter, but it's a post-plant situation.
4 versus 4, but Aerowolf find another kill, and Hysteric's gonna stick the diffuser. This is match point, Aerowolf. Nora-Rengo, what are you gonna do? They do deny it, but Luna Metal's still in there. They know they have to find these picks, and a run out there is successful for Speakeasy. A 3 versus 2 for Aerowolf now, but Mariu's taken down. Yushingo, the last man standing, but he can't see the counter diffuse. Luna Metal's gonna lock it in, and Aerowolf take border 7-1.
That is absolutely insane. An Aerowolf that does not throw is a team that you have to be so careful against. And this time, they did not throw, not one bit. 7-1, 7-1, it was against Cloud9. And I said that's what they look like, and they've done it again.
Well, Aerowolf looking fantastic there in map 1. Border goes their way, as you guys say, 7-1. And that is a scary, scary prospect, not only for Nora-Rengo, but perhaps, and is it time yet to start talking about who they might face in that grand final? It's not quite there yet for Aerowolf, certainly not, but the job is 50% done, right? They've got one out of those 2 maps, and in fact, you might almost say like it's 60% done or 75% done because they have taken Nora-Rengo's map.
That's exactly right, Jordan. Looking at the map phase, I thought, okay, honestly, we saw Aerowolf lose border yesterday. Nora-Rengo, they're the ones who picked it on their terms. They must have identified something that they think they can exploit against Aerowolf. Map number 2 and 3, maybe not so much. Villa was the pick of Aerowolf, but Bank, which is our decider, and Nora-Rengo have to take us there if they're to win this series. Nora-Rengo lost that yesterday to Cloud9. Surely this is a huge challenge ahead for Nora-Rengo to win, firstly, on Aerowolf's map pick, and secondly, on the map that they lost to C9 yesterday.
Yeah, right now they're really in the drivers. Even if they lose Villa, Bank is a map that they've played so much on, and it is the map that Nora-Rengo lost 4-7 to Cloud9. And at any stage of that match, I didn't really feel like C9 were going to lose it, even though they got destroyed on the other 2 maps. And that's not really a good sign, because even in the regular season, Nora-Rengo have lost Bank thrice out of 4 times.
Well, I want to bring back that storyline of Aerowolf being the gatekeepers, the team that sort of stops everyone from getting through to the semi-finals and then inevitably loses into the semi-finals to the team that wins the whole event. Now, how does that change if they then win the semi-final, right? Are they going to then win the grand final? Is the curse slowly but surely being broken here by Aerowolf?
I mean, usually they lost to themselves, so if they're the champions, they lose to themselves. I can't quite do the math
I mean,
here.
surely they could technically still lose the grand final and the curse continues, but they'll still earn their spot at the next 2 LAN events internationally.
See, I mean, the thing is then that's a different curse, though, because at least they've broken that curse of never being able to get into the grand final. So we'll talk about that maybe next season.
I don't think they'll mind so much if they come second out of this APAC finals, because they punch a ticket to Tokoname and 6 Invitational.
I'm certainly sure that's what they're gunning for at the moment, but hey, a first place would be fantastic as well. Still, we may be getting a little ahead of ourselves. It is Nora-Rengo that we're talking about, and Aerowolf, while they're up 1 map, that doesn't necessarily mean that the series is over just yet. Don't go too far, it's break time, but Nora-Rengo will try and salvage things in map 2 after this.